Grizzlies putting it out there. They are entertaining a Ja Morant trade. By the way, they get to play in Berlin and New York the next. I just love that. But Shams, again, shout out, reporting that, yep, offers are being entertained to move him ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. Draft picks, young players seems to be where their priorities lie. He is averaging 19 a game when he plays. Lou, we just went through the Trae Young thing. They just moved him to Washington, and all the talk was, should have done it earlier. I'm wondering if you're looking at this Ja Morant situation and thinking this feels very deja vu.
No, not to me. In my opinion, I think it's different because the scenarios are different. You know, Memphis is looking at this as they should individually as an organization. So I don't think you compare it to Trae Young. I think now that Trae Young has been traded and he's off the board, there becomes a domino effect now. Now that that's happened, everybody else can start looking around and saying, okay, well, let's see what our options are and let's see what choices we need to make to move forward for our organization as a whole. And so I don't know. You know, Ja's not having his best season in the world, but he's going to go out there. If he goes in the trade market, like they're saying that they're entertaining some conversations, he's going to be a valuable player. He's going to be a valuable piece. But Memphis is stuck on draft picks. I think Atlanta was at a place where they knew it was time for a fresh start for them, and it was a fresh start time for Trae Young. And they didn't really do a lot of due diligence about looking around the league and things of that nature. And it looked like they jumped at the first thing that came to them. Memphis is kind of in a different scenario. You know, they have Jaren Jackson, and they feel like he can be a cornerstone. The city and the fan base probably feels a little differently about that. That's a conversation that they can have. But when it comes to Ja Morant, I just think the scenario is different. And I think Memphis is going to be a lot more patient in trying to get the value that they feel like they deserve for a player like Ja Morant. So I think the scenarios are completely different. They got a lot of time to figure that out. But to start having those conversations now, they give themselves an ample amount of time to be patient and see what's out there for them and see if they can get the most bang for their buck.
Yeah, the Hawks still think that they can win more now by moving off Trae Young and build around Jalen Johnson and bring in a CJ McCollum. The Grizzlies are almost going straight tank rebuild mode if they want to get off Ja Morant and try and get as many picks as possible. Now, the trade with Trae Young definitely didn't do him any favors with his value because they're kind of similar type value guys, which I think Trae Young's even might be a little higher at this point with all the stuff that Ja Morant's been through. So I don't know what that's going to look like or what you can possibly get back for Ja Morant because all the reports are there's not that much interest. All the reports are that people don't want to deal with all the off-the-court stuff, and not to mention he's been very hurt. His numbers are all the way down. He's only played 18 games this year, so he hasn't been able to find a way on the floor, which is sad because we all know when he's on the floor, man, he is one of the best players in the NBA. He is one of the most exciting, fun, entertaining players in the NBA. So we want Ja Morant on the court. We want him healthy, and he just hasn't been able to figure out a way to do that. So I don't think the Trae Young trade definitely didn't do him any favors, but I think the Grizzlies, like Lou said, I think they'll be more patient here. I think they want to kind of, if they're going to get off him, they want to make their future brighter and kind of start building around the Jaren Jackson post-Ja Morant era. Trae Young and the Hawks, that's a different situation. The Hawks feel like they got better. The Hawks feel like they could still make a playoff push this season. So they are completely two different situations, but Ja Morant's dug himself a deep, deep hole now, and a lot of teams aren't even excited at the opportunity that he's in trade rumors, honestly, which is crazy because he's so talented.
It's a really quick drop. He's never played over 67 games. Lou, I'm going to start with you on this one because I think the story, obviously we have hindsight now, and there's going to be some revisionist history, but the greatest that we've ever spoken on Ja almost felt like when he got himself suspended, and we were all just sort of like wishful thinking, like, this kid could be the face of the league. So now I'm wondering, was he a superstar the whole time? Did we want him to be a superstar? Like, what tier have you been putting Ja on?
He is, but he's going through it. He's going through it. That's the nature of the beast. Sometimes guys go through it. You know, you have scenarios where, you know, you put yourself in a position to be criticized for things that you do off the court, and he did that, and he accepted responsibility somewhat for his actions, and he moved on. And to his credit, it's been quite a while since we've talked about anything with Ja Morant and off-court issues. Now the issue is his availability, him being available to play basketball at the level that we've been spoiled to see him play. You know, even I remember him making the comment that he was going to slow down Duncan a little bit because he wanted to evolve his game. I think that came from the injuries and some of the things that he was dealing with. You know, the back stuff and all of that. He had a lot of different issues when it comes to injuries, right? So I still feel like he's a superstar caliber player. I think a fresh start is much needed. I think it's time for him to get out of Memphis like it is for Trae. Like, look how excited Trae Young looks with the Washington Wizards. Like, no, seriously.
I agree.
Happy. Like, he looks genuinely happy to be in a new environment, get a breath of fresh air, a new start, to have an opportunity to be able to build something from ground up with the Washington Wizards who has their fair share of struggles, right? He looks happy to be there. I think that type of reset can do amazing things. It can do numbers for Ja Morant. You put him somewhere where he's excited and he's happy, he gets a fresh start, to be around some new energy with an expectation level that's not so shadowy and cloudy around him. You know, he's had some issues off of the court in Memphis. Send him somewhere else that he can get that fresh start, where he can kind of take some of that pressure off of his shoulders and have an opportunity to restart his career. But I do think he's still a superstar caliber player. Hasn't shown it in recent history, that's fair to say, but I think it's still there. I think he's young enough to be able to get back in that conversation.
Yeah, I just think I think he learned the hard way that he was a superstar. He is a superstar, but talent can only get you so far. And with that superstar role, there comes responsibilities, and that's your production on the court, and that's how you act outside of that facility in your community. And then he's made decisions that are all self-inflicted that have led him to this point. And then you pile on the injuries, you pile on the Memphis Grizzlies losing, all with the extracurricular stuff that he's doing off the court. It's just not good, and it's just put a damper on it, kind of this part of his career. And I'm with Lou. I still think he can figure this out, because I think he is that good. I think he is that talented. He is so explosive. He did say he's going to stop dunking, and then did one of the sickest dunks like 2 games later. I don't know if I'll take that too seriously, but he is must-watch TV. He can still be an all-star type player in this league, no doubt. He's just got to be available, and he's not.
The marriage is stale, and there's only one way to fix that. You got to get out. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. We're going to take a quick break. Our pal, is waiting on the other side.
He made it. There he is.
Bobby Portis.
That's on you, Bobby. We was betting against you, Bobby.
Yeah, I lost, Bobby. I lost.
Run it back. Run it up. Run it.
Dennis Schroeder suspended 3 games Saturday for confronting and attempting to strike Luka Doncic after the Kings lost to the Lakers back on December 28th. They jawed at each other. You can see it all here. That's Luka basically telling him, you should have signed that contract, which of course is in reference to that 4-year, $82 million that he turned down way back when. He also commented under the Shams, shout out, IG post, attempting, in quotation marks, Chandler. I just love the visual that is in my mind of what this is.
What?
I know.
I don't
so does that mean I
understand.
did make contact, or like what is that?
That means I slapped the shit out of him, and then it's funny that you. Hey,
okay, take it away.
What I don't understand is it's 2026. There's
Correct.
no video evidence. There's no camera. There's got to be somebody that's going to leak this video.
No, man. No video.
What do you mean there's no video, Lou?
Listen, this shout out to Dennis. Listen, if you were sick around this league long enough, you know the soft spots in the arenas. You know where you could kind of get away with some things. If you got a genuine problem with somebody, there are some soft spots to get this done. And if you got it on your chest, like it looks like Schroeder did, and he put hands on Luka, I don't want to put a lot of gas on it because it's a weeks old story. But it's scenarios to do that, and I'm hearing he found it. So, you know, that's
nice.
This would be such a bigger story if we could actually see the video of it. Like the Draymond
just
Green.
want to see the video.
You live in that,
But think about it. The
world.
Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole thing, it wouldn't have been as bad if he just heard he punched him in practice one day. But the fact that we saw him knock that out, that's
exactly.
Bad.
Oh no, it's always worse.
That's why. But this happened. This happened a while ago. Like this is
that's what's crazy.
That happened a while ago. The only video that we have to even support this is them going back and forth during the game. But other than that, we don't have video of it. I'm glad that we don't have video of it, because every once in a while you got to get some straightening. I don't know nothing past just seeing those guys talk on the floor. But I like the fact that somebody actually did something that they said they was gonna do. I enjoyed that part of it. I don't care that it was Luka. care that it was Schroeder. I care that it was a man that said, "I'm gonna stand on this," and he's on it. That's that on that.
Hold on. Can I ask a question? Because it's like been almost 2 weeks now. Does that mean someone tattled? Like, why is this just now coming to light? So did Luka tattle? Here's what I want to get. Did Luka tattle?
No, I think there was an investigation launched because obviously when it's a Luka and it's a Schroeder, they're never gonna be alone, right? Like there's places for this to happen, this confrontation to happen that won't be filmed, but they're never alone. Usually, if Luka is walking to the team bus or something, there's somebody of security or a team that's probably 9 times out of 10 that's walking with him to make sure he get there safely. So I'm sure there were witnesses. I'm sure there was other people involved. And we love a good story. We love to tell somebody what we saw and things of that nature. So. At that point, it became the phone conversation where everybody is telling everybody, and it got out. An investigation was launched, and Schroeder was asked about it. I think he denied it. I think some people ratted him out, and that's how this thing got legs. That's how we got here. So.
I'll tell you this: you don't get suspended 3 games with no proof unless there's proof.
You don't get suspended 3 games for an attempt. I tell you that.
There was contact, there was a slap, a punch, there was something for you to get, and there was someone.
Do you think it was open hand, like soap opera slap, or like?
Listen, the whole Houston Rockets team tried to get in our locker room one time when I was with the Clippers. Nobody got suspended. That was an attempt.
Good point.
That was an attempt. So listen, if somebody actually puts hands on somebody else and earn a 3-game suspension, there was some fireworks. There was some furniture moving.
By the way, the part of the suspension is obviously kicked in because they do play each other tonight, so that would have been a little bit awesome. But we don't get to see that.
Find those soft spots again in the locker room.
I just love that he's scouting it out. He's like, I've scouted it out. I know exactly where I need to stand. Is there anything that anyone, like, what's the closest you've come to attempting contact with someone? Like, what'd they say to you? Or is there something?
That's never been my brand. I never had those issues. I've went viral a couple of times with cursing out referees, but once you get kicked out of the game, you're gonna get your money's worth. Other than that, I've had no real confrontation.
Yeah, I've been in like a bar fight. I've never been in a fight in the NBA. So
who's picking on you in a bar? You're tall.
You can't fight in the league. It's too expensive. It ain't worth.
Yeah, it's again this, and it's also this is Luka. This isn't just an ordinary player. It's talking about a mega superstar in LA against a known kind of pesky, agitating guy in Schroeder. Like, I'll tell you this: someone saw something enough for him to get suspended 3 games. That's all I'm gonna say. So there
someone
was
snitched, which I don't love.
1,000%.
Yeah, I don't like that part. But I also think, like, Luka does talk, and Schroeder should have signed that contract. Like, all of this is really good stuff.
Listen, neither one of these guys have made public statements about it, except Schroeder with the attention in the comments. So I respect that part of it. Leave private matters private, and that's what it is.
And also, Schroeder, he already got the suspension, so he just wanted to make it known that attempting with the crying face means.
Great point.
Yeah.
I hit him.
I think he wants his credit for his slap.
Yeah, he wants.
As he should.
Wants
Yeah,
his
because
credit.
attempting seems weak. Like, I can't believe I'm condoning all this, but I love